And I do have one last thing
Yeah.
before we jump into it that I do want to add.
Yeah.
Did you see the Caleb Presley Hasbulla interview?
Incredible, dude. Like, I was waiting for it. Like, as soon as I saw him over there,
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, just waiting and waiting and waiting. Like, I knew kind of when it was coming out, but I just every time because I follow him on Instagram, and I'm like,
Right.
he just kept putting out these clips of Hasbulla just like fighting him. I'm like, dude, this is about to be electric.
Dude, just a little clip of Caleb like this
Yeah,
in that
yeah, yeah,
buggy in that buggy with Hasbulla, just yeah, like dude, oh, it's the best thing in the world, man.
But if you call me Chris Everett to my face one more time,
I already did it twice.
You call it one more time. We better take a station break.
Well, it's a 5-minute segment, or a 5-segment show. We got a long way to go.
Well, we do.
We got a long way to go.
We do.
I'll get a couple segments out of
Well,
you
it's
before.
good to be here with you, though.
Well, it's good to see you
because
too.
you've been talking like this behind my back for a long time.
But now I said it right here.
Right, exactly.
Well, we got no problems
well,
then.
I think that you probably won't say it again.
I bet I do.
Okay.
Chris?
What's up, guys? It's your boy Smalls back on another edition of The Vault, the weekly show from Thoughts from the Bench that takes a look back at some of the best and worst jerseys in sports. We're recording on April 6th, and, behind me I have the legendary Jim / Chris Everett. But really the big name in the show is obviously Benny Buckets, just like it is week in, week out. How's it going, man?
It's going all right, man. I think we share a healthy amount. I don't think it's just me, but something about the show that I do want to bring up. We've been doing this for a year and a half. We're on our second season, right? The theme still gets me hype every time. Every time that music rolls, like even if there's a day that I'm like not really feeling myself or whatever, or like I feel like I'm gonna be a little dingy on camera. Like it's like that's the splash of water, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Now we go. Like
Yep.
This is it. That music gets me hype every single time we do the show.
Yeah, dude. Funny enough, I just found that on SoundCloud. Like, I think I forget who I was talking to. I was either talking to Deke or Josh, and like back when we were first like talking about putting the show together, right? And I was like, hey, where should I get like an intro song? And Josh sent me like a few things. I was like, okay, like this is like generic stock stuff.
I remember those, and I think you and I both are like, hey.
Yeah, it just wasn't it. It wasn't it.
Yeah.
And this isn't me talking bad on Josh, because he was gonna come on the show today. We were gonna record with him this week. Timing just didn't work out. He's in a different time zone, doing different things with the University of Wyoming. But LSS is coming on the program at some point. But yeah, the song. I just started looking up stuff on SoundCloud, and that's how I found that. And it was easy.
Hey, and it's perfect.
Absolutely. Ben. So
yeah.
We got a good show. I got some stuff written
down.
As
always.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, as always. I mean, I feel like we always bring the heat.
Oh yeah.
But this would be a good time to remind our viewers: subscribe and share this stuff, okay? Because what's the point of heat in the house if nobody's living in it? We're bringing the heat every week. Invite more people over. Let's get this thing rolling, okay? Do us a favor, do yourself a favor, so then you have people to talk to this about, okay? We are bringing it every single week, and no matter what's going on, we make sure we put out quality content. I love what we're doing. I hope you do also, and if you do, spread the love.
Yep, I've said it before. I don't care if it's just one person watching the show. I'm going to do it anyway, but obviously it makes us feel good, and it keeps us going even more if people enjoy the show, which I've gotten gotten a few good friends saying, yeah, what you guys are doing is pretty good. So that's all I
I
need.
found out 2 people that last week that I did not know would ever look at the show, like bring up specific things to me from episodes. I'm like, wait a second, you watch? And they're like, oh yeah, dude, like I catch almost every week. And I'm like,
That's awesome.
how do and I love that. It's that
Mhm.
and it's not even like to float our boat or anything like that. Like it's just to know that like we're doing something that people are enjoying. That it's not to get the attention. It's just to know that we're putting out something that people enjoy, and that's why I love doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, I get to hang out with one of my friends for a bit of time every week, and the atmosphere that we've created is very healthy and casual and fun, and I think that's why people like it. And that's, I mean, the entire mantra at Thoughts from the Bench, is making it so that it's easy to follow and be inclusive. So I love what we do, and I love getting to find out that other people do also. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the coolest thing in the world. So provide more people with that.
Yeah. Not to toot our horn anymore. I found out it's probably been a little bit now, but my girlfriend's mom, every time I share it on Facebook, my girlfriend's mom watches every week, and she's like, I love, because like I'm super reserved if I'm not on the show. I'm very reserved,
Right.
and you
Right.
know that.
Yeah.
And like she was telling my girlfriend like, oh, I just love watching him because he's just like a different person on there. He's like enjoying himself, and that made me feel good because like I clearly at least people will because I feel like we convey that we enjoy doing it, and I think that's like just testament to
Yes.
that.
I feel like
So,
it's very readable
mhm.
that we just like doing this. And I mean, like you said, hell, even if this was literally just for you and me to talk, like I'm still gonna
Oh yeah.
do it.
Mhm.
But the fact that other people are getting something from it, that means a lot. So
Oh yeah. Enough about us though. So,
yeah.
Benny, good week of sports. We got opening day this week. Sounds like I don't even want to think about the Pirates. Unfortunately, I think we got some good guys coming up. I'm excited about a few of our guys, but overall, I think it's going to be another few years. I'll still watch, obviously, but number 2 team, I got to rep the Sox. Their game
Yep.
got postponed
Dude,
until
I love that
Friday.
we share that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
one of my favorite things that we have is that, like, obviously we're Pirates guys, but I don't know if you saw in the preseason power rankings, we are dead last.
Yep.
But the Red Sox were a team that you and I both rooted for growing up. If it didn't interfere with the Pirates, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, dude, and the Sox obviously have a much better shot than we do this year.
Yeah.
But one thing that I do think we should do, and I'm going to throw this out to you, the Vault takes over PNC Park. I think we should go to a game, record some content, put some stuff. Not obviously, we're not going to do an episode from PNC Park, even though that'd be
electric.
incredible.
Yeah.
But I think we could go and get some decent clips to put out us going to a Pirates game. So,
Oh yeah.
And there's 162. So with however many home games, I don't know if they're split even.
I think it's
but
split.
Obviously, there is a ridiculous amount of home games. So
Yep.
I think we'll be just. I mean, you got to figure you have an entire NBA season worth of home games. Okay, so like, I think you'll be just fine. We'll be able to get to one, but I look very forward to doing that. I think that that's something we should do.
I know building on top of that too, and this is something that I've been thinking about. I haven't even talked to you about this yet. So I'm moving to Greenfield in Pittsburgh, right? And I was talking to Deke.
Okay.
There's a whiskey bar, Jagoffs or Jagoffs, I guess is the actual name, but it's a play on Jagoffs. Have you been there?
I have not. I know where it is. I know where it is in Greenfield, but I haven't been there in person.
I think we should do something there. Being that I love whiskey. You know that. So
that's my alcohol of choice. Unless there's another activity going on, like if there's going to be dancing involved, I'm drinking tequila. I'm just being 1,000% honest with you. But if I'm going to sip on anything or just steadily drink something, it's going to be whiskey. Like I can't just like all the other alcohols I have to shoot. Like whiskey I can drink, So I'm all for that.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely. And then the only other thing I wanted to touch on before we get started, well, the Masters are on this week, which is obviously great. You
Yep.
know, big. I'm a huge golf fan, so and the Masters are the Masters. I don't care if you're a big golf guy or not. You're gonna at least tune in. Did you see Tiger's crowd for his practice rounds? Insane, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that for him because obviously Tiger is a hybrid animal because he is Tiger, but he is also the GOAT.
Hmm.
And being able to have all those people come out there for him, because this was like, it's not like before where he had a back surgery that was like golf related. Like this was like a tragic, almost loss of life experience.
Hmm.
For him to be able to have that support coming back onto the golf course in his first major appearance is awesome. I
Yep.
love that for him. I know people got their mixed reviews on Tiger, whatever, and I understand that, but um, I love that for him, and especially with what he's meant to the sport of golf, getting to see just a massive crowd of people come out there and just to watch him smack a ball around. Like, I mean, that's awesome. So
Yeah.
super pumped for Tiger for that, and super pumped for the Masters.
Yeah.
Put a little feeler out there. You know, put $200 on Charles Barkley to win the Masters. So, no, but I am the Masters. I'll be honest, is the only time that I am intentionally watching golf.
Hmm.
That like I turn it on purpose. Like I like to go play or whatever, and then sometimes if like if there's something crazy going on within a tournament, like I'll tune in. But the Masters is the only time that I'm like, hey, I have to sit down and watch this.
Yep. Yep, absolutely, yeah. So I got a good bit of money. I'm basically using my March Madness winnings from DraftKings and just using that for a bunch of Masters bets. So I'm excited for that. I'm in 2 pools already for picking golfers, so like I'm getting real into it. But the other thing I wanted to bring up, just because it was ridiculous, and I saw this today. One of our buddies sent me this. So it
This is
was,
the
huh?
this is it. This is
This is
the
it.
thing.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
So currently, there's a redshirt freshman on the Penn State football team. Okay, his name Gabriel Nwosu. Okay,
Okay.
he is 6'6", 278, and he officially listed as a punter.
Let's go, dude. Where's he from?
Dude, I don't know.
Does it say?
Not on the screenshot, but I can give it a quick Google because I feel like Unnecessary Roughness, the college football podcast at Barstool, tweeted it out
Right.
saying, Penn State's punter's a unit. And I don't know, do you remember Joey Julius back in the day?
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
boy?
Oh, yeah, dude.
And they have the
Big
same
boy,
number,
big leg.
99.
97, right? Or
99.
99. Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah,
Who
no,
was 97? Right? I thinking Sam Ficken.
yeah,
Is that who was 97?
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the guy
Joey Julius. Yeah, dude. Joey Julius was like 5'10", 300 pounds and had a monster leg.
dude,
Yeah.
well, Andy like hit dudes too, like he
Dude, he was straight up coming and just laying shoulders into people, bro.
Yeah, to the point where like other teams were like going after him. They were like literally like mangling him on the ground so that he didn't, get to the returner. Like it was like a thing. But
Good for him, dude.
yeah, I so one of my pledge brothers back in school actually knew Joey Julius super well. They were like best friends in high school. One night I was out with Joey Julius. What a dude, that guy's a riot. I love that kid.
He's gotta be a unit in public, bro.
Dude, he's awesome.
I mean, yeah.
He is awesome.
That's a guy. Do you know what he's doing now? I know obviously he didn't go to the NFL, but is he doing anything football related, or is he just being a normal guy now?
I think he's just being a normal guy. I think he had like an eating disorder thing that he was dealing with for a while. So I think he kind of faded off in which rightfully so, that's something pretty serious, right? He had something going on. And he's made it public too, so it's not like I'm spilling anything there. I don't think he's really doing much at this. I don't see anything. But Yeah, I'm not seeing.
Wait, keep Google up because for one of my picks, I have to draw a comparison. So
Okay.
keep Google images up.
Oh, okay. All right, I gotcha. All right. So this Nwosu kid, he's from Durwood, Maryland. So
Okay,
yeah, punter 6'6", 278, redshirt freshman. That's crazy,
that's awesome, dude. I hope he makes it to the league.
dude. Honestly, if he just puts on like 20 or 30 more pounds, he's a lineman. Like he's big.
Yeah. Well, do you remember there was some dude from Australia that went to punt at Miami?
Yeah. I
And he
wrote a
was
blog
like a
about him.
unit, and then he just kind of like disappeared. So
He was punting either this past year or the year before that. What was his name? Louis something. It was Louis
it was
something.
Louis something. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember though.
Yeah, but all right. Let's get down to it. Benny, do you want to take the ad read this week?
Absolutely. As usual, our fans, you know the drill, but if you're new here, let me explain something to you. This week's topic is presented by Marshall Fitness. Marshall Fitness is your one-stop shop for getting your body right, okay? And I know, trust me, from my own personal experiences, and as a lot of people can relate, it's uncomfortable going to a trainer. It's uncomfortable admitting some form of weakness or even ignorance, lacking the knowledge of how to get yourself right. And sometimes it can be intimidating with how certain trainers carry themselves and things like that. That is the number one thing you will not have to worry about with Marshall Fitness. Will Marshall runs it by himself. He will walk you through every step of what you need to do to get your body right. And it's not even like you would have to do it in person. He can do it virtually, and his bedside manner is an A plus. He's able to truly work with you and understand your needs. And he's going to base it off of your availability, whether you're working out at home, whether you're able to get to a gym, no matter what your equipment is, you just explain it to him and he's going to build something for you. I know that it takes a lot of vulnerability to go up to somebody, but there is nobody I would trust my body with rather than Will Marshall at Marshall Fitness. He's a professional. He has experience, and you would be able to see all that if you just check out his social medias that we have listed here. But really, there's nobody I would rather get me in shape and nobody you should trust to get you in shape more than Will Marshall at Marshall Fitness. And the best time to start is now.
Thank you, Benny. Yeah, I'm about a week in with Marshall Fitness. It's
That's
going well.
right. Yeah. Quick vault update.
Yeah.
Small's on the Will Marshall train.
That's right, dude. Yeah, no, he put together a program for me, sent me his what I like about it too is you can do he has a few different options out there. He is, the highest, option, which, definitely I don't want to say expensive because really in the big scheme of personal trainers, it's not that much. I've looked into it before. Definitely affordable, but he can take a much more hands-on approach. Like really dialing in a lot of stuff. But for me, I used to be like in pretty good shape, so I knew kind of how to do the basics, right? I just needed like an outline and really, I kind of needed like a kick in the ass almost. I needed someone to like hold me accountable. And all he sent me a nutritional like overview, pretty much like just saying like, hey, this is kind of what you're looking for. Just eat good food, pretty much like eat natural, good food. Just kind of watch your calories, but he's also not like, he's not being, he's not overwatching me the whole time either, so you can do either end of the spectrum. It really depends on what you need. So it's perfect.
Exactly.
It's perfect. So I'm really enjoying it so far. Feel pretty good. So
Wait,
anyway,
there's a testimonial for anybody who needs to know.
yeah, absolutely. But Benny, today we're doing in honor of the NFL draft coming up.
In a couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
We're close, man.
Not too far away. We're doing the worst NFL draft attire of all time. There's some stinkers out there. There's a lot to unpack with a lot of these guys, and I get it. I feel like this topic is one of those things where you kind of want to make a splash because especially now it's like you want to like all these guys are trying to get their brand out there. You want to make a splash,
stand
look
out.
good,
Right.
or either look good or just make it memorable. One of the two. But no matter when it is, some of these things just don't age well. They just it will never be good. Period.
No, and it's like like you said, like I get it, trying to put themselves out there to a point, and I think mine kind of have like a common theme, which I'll be able to explain more in depth. But it's just like a lot of these that you're just like, man, like you're about to be in the NFL. And most, if not all, of these guys are like first rounders usually because they're the ones who show up, show out for these types of things, right? So you're going to be at least projected to be a staple in the league. You're going to get paid good money, and this is what you choose to wear. So hey, we'll see. We don't mean to be the fashion police, but we might be in a sense today. So,
Yep.
But there are. I'll just put it that I'm very excited to roast some of these.
Yeah.
That I'll leave it at that.
And hey, a big disclaimer here, so we can just absolve ourselves from all sin. Hey, I think a lot of these guys are goats. I'm just gonna, at least my picks. Some of these guys were incredible players. Not talking about them as people or players, but we gotta do our jobs, and our jobs today.
Hey, listen, stern but fair.
Yep.
Okay, that's just what we gotta do.
Yeah, we gotta do it, dude. We gotta do it. All right, Benny, what you got for the first pick?
First pick is Noah Fant or Font, however you say it, in 2019. Some people have told me that he looks clean as hell. Okay. I don't think so, and for a few reasons. Let me work my way up to that. Noah Fant was just the casualty of the Russ trade. Sucks for him. Yep. He gets drafted by Denver. Denver increases the quality of their team. They're a team that's truly on the up and up, especially now with the addition of Russell Wilson. And Noah Fant, whenever Denver was in the talks of getting Russ, he had talked about how excited he would be to work with somebody that he studied and respected. And then he's one of the pieces getting sent to Seattle for Russ. So unlucky for the boy. I'll say that he kind of had an underwhelming first couple years, being a higher draft pick, but still a quality tight end. And he was the one with Hawkinson at Iowa, right?
Yeah, he was a year ahead. Yeah.
Right. So those two being there,
and Kittle.
And they had Kittle, right?
Yep.
So trying to proclaim his tight end over there. But he came out, he was one of the highest rated receiving prospects. Like they were putting him up there with receivers and everything. So obviously, he's got a lot of attention. So he's got to show out. And he might think he looks good, but I think dude just looks like Wee Herman. And Smalls, if you would kindly pull up a picture of Wee Herman, you will see him wearing the exact same suit. Just Noah Fant also decided to wear like Kanye slippers or something. I don't know what that edition was. But if you look up Wee Herman, he is just a much paler Noah Fant in this.
All right, so I had a little bit of a mishap. I did not double check before we started recording, but I do have Wee Herman pulled up on Google. This is wow.
Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, right, that is the same suit. Okay, the gray, the white undershirt, the bow tie, and luckily, dude was not wearing white shoes. If he did, I mean, you just you can't make that mistake, dude. You can't. You were at the NFL draft, and people are gonna think you're doing something bad in a movie theater. Okay, this is not what needs to go on. Look at that, dude. It's the same suit.
Okay, all right. So I'll let you finish, but I'll man. Okay, go ahead.
No, but just that is why Noah Fant wound up on this list, because I think some of you at first glance were like, "Oh, he looks good." I could not look at this without thinking about Wee Herman. So maybe you have to throw that suit back in the playhouse and get yourself together for Seattle, there, bub.
Man, okay, so I fall into that camp you just talked about. I looked at this when you sent it to me, and I'm like, I think this is going to be one of the ones that we're disagreeing on. Not because I mean, I thought he looked fine. I don't think that he looked like anything, like he wasn't anything special, right? But I was like, oh,
Right.
I think he looks fine. Um, that kind of ruined it for me. You want to know what sucks? You want to know what sucks? Dude, I have this suit. I have this suit.
You're messing with me.
I don't wear a bow tie with it, but I have this suit.
Okay, no, the suit is fine. It's
Okay.
more so. It's more so maybe just pick a different color tie and type of tie, because I like gray suits. Okay, I
alright.
do. I prefer a gray suit.
Okay.
If you had the bow tie though, that's when I would probably have to maybe come at you for it. But no, I actually like everything about it. It just was like, wait, I've seen that before. And then just in my mind, I heard a faint, and that was it for me. And I was like, oh my god, he's Pee Wee Herman. So yeah, dude, that's what put him on the list.
Oh my god. No, yeah, because
think
you
it's
scared
more-
me for a sec. I was like, because I have
think
this
it's
suit.
It's more of like the lack of awareness that he looks just like Pee Wee Herman in this.
Well, I feel like no one. I mean, I didn't think of it. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't think of it. I'm sure he didn't think of that. I'm sure none of his buddies or parents thought of that, right?
And
That's
I get
tough.
maybe I'm dating myself here, but it's just like once it's there, you can't get rid of it, you know.
Oh,
and
no.
it just it struck. This was one of the only ones that like I didn't have to look up. Like I remembered this from the draft. That like I had that thought then, and I can't shake it 3 years later now.
Well, I just because of that, and I know I don't wear the bow tie with it. I don't think I can wear that suit again. I think you just ruined that suit.
I'm sorry.
No,
man.
it's fine. I have one other one that I normally wear anyway, but man, that is tough.
Tough.
I can't shake that. I can't do it now. I gotta sell it or something, right? You don't just throw a suit away, right? You gotta donate. Or
No, you
sell it.
definitely get something out of it for sure. Yeah.
Man, wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely fell into the camp of he doesn't look that bad, and like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. That's great. I love that pick because you went deep. Now, I don't even want to say like deep, but like you had a much different perspective than probably anyone else would, and because of that, that makes it a great pick. How it turned out.
Yeah, because it wasn't like, oh, this is ugly. You know?
No,
what I mean?
yeah.
It was just like, you know,
Yeah.
tough.
That is tough. Okay, so we're gonna go to my first pick.
I love this.
So, all right. Hey, like I prefaced it from the beginning, right? Keyshawn Johnson, one of the greats. This is not a knock on Keyshawn Johnson. I actually really enjoy watching him on ESPN, right? I enjoyed watching him on like Sunday NFL Countdown growing up. Like I like Keyshawn Johnson. I don't know why he looks like a Batman villain in this draft suit. though. I swear I've seen a cartoon Joker from the Batman look just like this. He kind of looks like if your family doctor was trying to act swaggy and you walk into his, the doctor's office and you're like, "What are you doing, dude? You can't pull that off." He looks like a chef, but like not in a good way, dude. Like this just does not work. I had so many like things written down for. Yeah, he looks like an oversized. He looks like Scarface, but if everything was 3 sizes too large. That's how I'll put it. Like this is tough, dude. And
I don't know if that's like a woman's trench coat that he tried to pull off as a suit coat. Yeah, man. I mean, I guess I appreciate the effort, and obviously things were different in the 90s. And I love Keyshawn. I did end up selling it, but I actually had one of his jerseys growing up.
Okay.
I'm a big Keyshawn fan, but yeah, dude, this one is this is tough. But
yeah.
yeah, dude, I can't really get over it. And I think I know this should be irrelevant, but I feel like the icing on the cake is that he got drafted by the Jets.
Yeah.
Like that just makes too much sense. Like the marriage of those two awkward things.
Yeah, no, dude, I get it. Like, I should have prefaced the show with this too. I don't know anything about. I wouldn't say that I'm a fashionable person, right? Like I don't get fashion. I don't look at.
Oh, I'm definitely not. Which is funny because we critique a lot of it on the show.
I know, but like, so I don't get.
But yeah, dude. Literally the socks I'm wearing right now don't even go together. So like I mean I'm the worst guy to be saying this, but hey, we do this to give out our opinions. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's kind of like if John Dillon. He looks like he was trying to be John Dillinger, but like in the Starsky and Hutch movie, with Huggy Bear, Snoop Dogg playing Huggy Bear.
Yeah,
but like going way more mobster with it. The pinstripes, I feel not that it would have been great, but I feel like without the pinstripes, it would have been at least a little better, just not as horrendous. And again, I don't know fashion. I don't understand that world. I can't look at something and say that's good. That's high fashion, right? I don't get it.
yeah.
And like, so it's hard for me to critique something like this. But at the same time, you got to think like, man, he probably almost like tripped just having that over his knees walking up to the stage at the draft. Like this is tough.
He could curtsy.
Yeah.
I mean, coming up on stage is he like, oh, thank you for picking me, sir. And then just, like what goes on there aside from that? So, dude, tough look for Keyshawn, but at least he went on to have a good career.
He did. He did. The one thing I will say about this, and I kind of, honestly, as I started, talking about my pick, I'm a sucker for these as it is, but that hat, those like old style NFL or just sports hats from the 90s.
Dope. Yeah.
Perfect, dude. Perfect.
Yeah, those are awesome. Those make it not so bad, I feel like.
Yeah, and like it's just, it had to be Keyshawn. That's the thing. It just, I just wish it was anyone else. Just like some of my other picks, I wish that it was anyone else wearing these things.
It didn't have to be, but here we are.
I know. All right, Benny, what you got for the second one? I agree with I agree with you on this one.
So this fistful of opaque gray is Quinnen Williams. Okay, Quinnen Williams is one of the most hilarious sports interviewees of all time. The whole process of him going up to being drafted was awesome. He has that iconic moment where he sneezed in an interview, blesses himself, and then thanks himself. He goes, "Achoo. Bless you.
Incredible.
Thank you."
Yeah.
To himself. Okay. This dude is awesome. He's got adult braces, gets drafted to the Jets, and was there were some really funny, like, mic'd up moments of him at practice, like being like, oh man, this is the NFL now. He is just a hilarious person, and I feel like that also is part of the reason why he's been put up on this list. Fun fact, my best friend has his Jets jersey that he found at Marshall's for like $10.
That's
okay,
awesome.
so I mean, why not?
Yeah.
But Quinnen Williams, I like him as a person, but this one, man, I mean, all gray, and he has that the dress shirt that like the neck is like a flap. There's no like lapels, right? Which is already probably a strike against you there. Then it's not even like they're different shades or there's any contrast. It is all the same color of gray. The undershirt's gray, the sports coat's gray, the pants, the shoes are gray. I'd imagine the socks and underwear are gray too. There are parts of this suit that probably could have went well with other things, and he decided to just be gray all day, baby. And it is too much like I don't know, okay. This goes out to anybody who watches New Girl. Okay, it looks like the swoot. Okay, the sweatsuit, fancy suit is what this kind of reminds me of. All right, or like he's dressing up for like a banquet in a prison. I don't know why he chose to go with this look, but this is one I just couldn't forgive.
Oh man, I have not watched New Girl, but like that's kind of spot on.
There's the swoop, and Quinnen Williams was one of their first customers, I think.
That's crazy, dude. That's it. I think really, and again, if you either swap out the shirt with a different, like if he swapped out like a navy shirt for this one, or if he swapped out black shoes, and again it would look kind of weird still. But if he just did something outside of just going with the grout fit, and I get it. I feel like for some reason the grout fit is trendy right now, and I don't understand it. After years of people saying you can't go with the grout fit, people are doing it now. Maybe that's what he was
Oh, dude,
going
I got
for.
hated on all the time for going gray on gray.
Yeah, dude.
So maybe am I being spiteful here? I might be.
I
But
don't
either
know,
way,
dude. The shoes. It's the shoes. The shoes.
yeah,
They look. I mean, they're probably like suede. They look soft, and I feel like that doesn't
yeah,
help. You know, like
yeah, yeah, I agree.
he
Yeah,
looks
if
like
you
he's.
got some soft looking shoes, you're getting on this list.
Dude, I mean, it's like footy pajamas almost. You know, like he's wearing.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's tough, dude. Yeah, this one I again, I'm not cool enough to pull off the Peaky Blinders top button sort of thing that these dudes are going with nowadays. I get it.
But neither is Quentin Williams.
Not in this case. No, not in this case, dude. That's tough.
Yeah.
Man, wow. Bless you. What a moment. All right. So, I had to do it. Ben, I had to. Like I said, no disrespect here, because as Ben always says, we love you, Seven. Thank you, Seven.
Thank you, Sam.
So, Big Ben has given me so much to be happy about and hopeful about over the years, right? He is my quarterback. Even this past year, I never felt like the Steelers were out of a game when Ben was, getting the snaps. There's something about Big Ben that just makes you feel confident no matter what the score is, no matter how much time's left. He is one of the all-time greats, and frankly, he did not get the respect I think he deserved in his career, whether it was from Yinzers or just from, NFL media, whoever it is. I cannot excuse Ben looking like this. He looks really, I mean, Ben woke up that day for the draft and he's like, you know what? I think he's like the Grinch, dude. It's like he woke up thinking, I'm going to grow my suit 3 sizes today and add some pinstripes to it. This is so atrocious. Not as bad as the Booger Ben pick from a few years later with the fedora, but almost as bad. He kind of looks like he was listening to just a little too much 50 Cent when he got drafted. And dude, listen, Ben, you're not into club, all right? You're trying to be a franchise quarterback in the first round of the NFL, all right? This is just it's atrocious, and I feel like he had too much confidence wearing this suit. He thought he was being swaggy, and when in reality, he's a goofy walking 6'5" white husky quarterback that cannot run that well. He's not swaggy enough to pull this off. But he is my quarterback and probably always will be. So, thank you, Seven.
Thank you, Sammy. Thank
Man.
you.
Man.
But yeah, this is unforgivable. I mean, as much as we love Ben as we do, you came from Miami of Ohio. Okay, so already we're not really expecting much.
Yep.
And to just come out in this almost looks like one of those like blow up fat suits.
Yep.
But someone deflated it and just threw it on him, and luckily Ben went on to have a good career. Otherwise, this probably would live in a little bit more infamy. I think it's one of the lesser worse. I'm having an aneurysm, but not one of the worst picks that we have. But it's still I think the magnitude for when it was, who it was, and you could have done better, this one, it's tough to see him on here, but listen, stern but fair. We said it before, we'll say it again. Stern but fair. We had to do it.
Yep. Dude, I don't know what his dating situation was at the Miami of Ohio University, right? The Miami of Ohio University. I feel like, though, right as he was about to get drafted, he and his girlfriend broke up, and he's like, I'm going to show her. I'm going to be a star. Let me show her what I have in store for the NFL. and he's just pretending to be this swaggy dude. When dude, you look at Ben now, not even close. He's wearing camo. He's like, I feel like he realized at some point, being like, I was pretending to be a different person. You know?
Right.
I mean, do you remember the days where he was wearing the backwards Jordan cap? Like, just, dude, Booger Ben was all time, but where he has his hair slicked back, like, just his early days were tough, dude. Like,
there's also a lot of people who wish that Ben never existed. So
yeah.
But hey, man, I mean, all power to him, just not at the draft.
He's not Joe Burrow. He can't pull that. Joe Burrow is the only one. If he shrunk this suit about 10 sizes, Joe Burrow, I think, is the only one that might be able to pull this off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because Ben was clearly trying to go for like the gangster look, and he's just not the guy to do it. He is not the guy to do it. If you see any footage of him scrambling in the NFL, it's like, all right, you're not this guy. You're not. So
right.
I had to. I think again, it's probably not the worst suit. It's just seeing him now and seeing what he was wearing when he got drafted. It's such a big change, and he's such a different person now, and how he like handles everything and all that. It's just a shock to look back at some of the stuff he was wearing back in the day. Like, what are you trying to show people by doing this? You know, like,
right.
Then you have Eli Manning standing next to him in that same draft, just wearing a normal suit. Like,
Keeping it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. All right, Ben, what do you got for your third and final pick?
Last pick.
Fucking hate
There's a
this
little
guy.
bit of personal hatred in here because I just straight up don't like this.
Me neither.
Okay. But this guy, who's the spitting image of an Ewok from Star Wars, decided to wear a literally youth extra small shirt with a candy ass bow tie and in pants that, I mean, nobody's pants need to be that tight. Gymnasts don't need anything on them that tight. Zeke with the half shirt thing, I know that was like his thing in college and somewhat in the pros, and like people like have a calling to that. I think it is the douchiest thing you could possibly do. We don't need to see your abs. How about you have a better year in the league? That would be awesome. Zeke came out hot his first 2 years, and to me, since has been okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that he was one of the top prospects coming out of that draft. But he's a goofy looking dude. And like there's almost times where I want to like him, but I just can't. And this tempifies my reasoning. Any grown man who is wearing a belly shirt, it's gonna be hard for me to root for you. And especially at the draft, like I get if you did this for like a Cowboys function or something. This is the NFL draft where technically you are still marketing yourself, right? Because you never know who's going to trade up, who's going to not pick you and things like that. You're still marketing yourselves, and you want them to think that you are an 18-year-old girl at her first college party. It's crazy to me that this is what went on. And some people are saying that this was like one of the cleanest fits. And I'm like, bro,
Nope.
I can't. First of all, I'll be honest, I'm a pretty anti-bow tie guy. Okay, I kind of made that statement with the Wee Herman pick first, so I'm going to bring it back here. That doesn't help. I kind of like the suit jacket, but that's the only thing that I like about this. The rest of it is just embarrassing.
Yeah, so take away the bow tie, give him a normal shirt. I think he could look fine. I actually think that this is a pretty nice looking suit. Again, I don't know if I'd be able to pull it off, given all of that. If you're watching this and thinking, who the hell are these guys trying to tell these NFL athletes that they're looking like clowns up here? I get it.
We're nobody.
We're goofy, nobody white dudes who at this point in life are out of shape and a little mushy. You know, we're not. You know, we shouldn't be able to say these things, and I get that, but it is such an asinine thing to go to the biggest night of your life, the biggest event of your life, wearing a halvesy shirt.
Too, if you really think about it.
Yeah, and I get it, dude. It's his thing to have his stomach hanging out. That's his brand to show his abs and all. and all that. But like, you cannot do this. I don't care who you are. You cannot do this. I'm shocked. I'm shocked the Cowboys took him. And I know that on the field stuff matters way more than what you do here. But if if I'm Jerry Jones, I see this dude on draft night, and I'm like, well, guys, what else we got? What else we got in the pocket here? Like what
Yeah,
other
like
guys we
this
have
is
in the
some
chamber?
like Tracy Morgan from The Longest Yard type deal. You know what I mean? I don't know what kind of energy he's on, so I can't really get down with it. But hey, man, I mean, he ended up being a high draft pick, and he had a good couple years in the NFL. But yeah, it's really the half shirt and the bow tie. I can't get past it.
Yeah, and dude, I don't know, and I do think that Tony Pollard is a good NFL running back, but to be like a franchise running back, getting taken that high, coming out like this, having this big personality, which granted, everything I've seen on like Hard Knocks and like just clips of him, he seems like just like a fun dude, you know. I hate him personally. I mean,
Well, the
it's
Ohio
the
State to Penn State
exactly.
connection.
That's exactly what it is. Like, and part of me too is like, again, this has no weight to it whatsoever. Zeke and Saquon were both in the same era, and it was like, well, Saquon's my guy. Look at this ass clown wearing his shirt halfway up his torso, like,
Right.
like, and yeah, the Ewok thing is a little tough, but you can't do this like on draft night, dude.
Right.
You can't.
Right.
Like, I know that that's your thing, but you cannot do it. Absolutely not. Unforgivable. But
Can't.
rapping, I mean, that's a great pick. It actually rolls very nicely into my last pick. So
Bring it home, Smallsy.
let's get to it. So another Dallas Cowboy, and also I got the year wrong here, so I'm going to change that real quick. It is 1990, not 96. But
Right.
Emmitt Smith, again, like I've done with every other pick so far. Got to preface it. Emmitt Smith, one of the goats, one of the best running backs of all time. Right.
Still
Easy.
leading rusher in NFL history.
Yep, absolutely. But this is atrocious. Again, he was not. I guess back then they didn't do, a lot of the guys weren't there in person for draft night, so it wasn't like he was wearing this for draft night. But when he arrived in Dallas shortly after, this was what he was wearing, going to the Cowboys facility for the first time. He looks like, I feel like I've made a few dollar store jokes on here already this season, but he looks like a dollar store Flintstones character. This is so bad. This looks like it looks like he forgot his suitcase and one of his buddies scrounged around, found like a polka dot blanket, cut it up for him, and made him like a makeshift set of overalls and said, "Hey man, you're gonna look swaggy in this." Like, this is just this is terrible. It reminds me of that Asteroid game that you would play on the PC growing up. Like this. I don't know. This is terrible, and I don't know how he got away with it. Well, actually, I do. He was an incredible athlete, so I can't pretend that wasn't really the reason. But like, this is bad. This is really, really bad, to the point where people still to this day, the comment that was made was, he looks like a confused bumblebee walking into the Dallas Cowboys facility. Like,
I don't want to reach here, but I feel like if there was a Cracker Barrel video game, he would be the boss of all bosses. Like that's where he's at for me, with the brown and yellow, the nice little vest, whatever, with the things on it. I just, man, this is tough. Like, he looks like a super pollinated sunflower. This is just, hard to look at. And that, like, this is your first impression. Now, granted, at least he became arguably the best running back of all time. But for this to be your first impression on the league, especially, he's a Gator chomp, coming out of Florida and being a top pick, going to the Cowboys and being part of that dynasty that they had, to know that this was his first flash in the pan is wild to me. This one is arguably the worst, I think, out of all the 6 picks tonight. I mean, you can't. I mean, hell, I'm not going to play professional anything. But I'll be damned if I'm going to wear a 3/4 sleeve yellow person who plays Big Bird undershirt with a brown vest with yellow polka dots on it. I'll tell you that for free right now. There's no way that's happening.
Yep.
So, man, it's just tough.
Yeah, no, it looks like a DIY DJ Jazzy Jeff Halloween costume. It's exactly.
Oh my god!
Yeah, no, it's tough.
That's awesome. That was very good.
Like it looks like he got a brown vest and slapped some smiley face stickers all over it, and was like, "Hey, I'm DJ Jazzy Jeff, guys. Trick or treat, motherfuckers."
Oh man. Yeah, maybe Will Smith can go back in time and
slap
Emmitt Smith right out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Tell him to get jiggy with it.
Yeah. The shirt, I feel like that's a very 90s shirt of him to wear. It's a bad combination between the vest, if you even want to call that a vest. It looks like a singlet. It looks like a loose wrestling singlet, dude. Like, just it just bad. Like, he's like a reverse draft almost, dude.
Just all in all, the peak of bad draft fashion. And I think it was very strategic for you to put him last.
Yep.
Because this was easily the worst out of all 6 picks.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it just looks like he wanted to go with cheetah print, but he couldn't find it at Walmart, so he went with this instead. Like this.
Yeah, he went to the local thrift store.
Yeah, dude.
Picked up a couple things through this. Not that I love thrift.
Oh yeah.
But I'm saying he just made the wrong choices.
Yeah. Did not age well. Just to recap, man, I can't look at that Noah Fant suit the same now. Like I was a little skeptical,
I feel so
but
bad that I ruined it for you now.
No, it's fine. I came in skeptical when you sent me that. I was like, that's not that bad. And then
I had reasonings, but
did.
I didn't want to give it to you before the show started. Like, you know what I mean? Like, It was like, I figured that out of all of them, that was going to be the one you scratch your head about the most.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I got to bring it up on air.
Yep. And then we got the growl fit and the asinine belly shirt, the belly dancer himself, Zeke Elliott. What a clown. Again, the hatred is because of the Ohio State thing, for sure.
And I would expect nothing less. It's what makes you a true fan.
Thank you.
But hashtag Joe Newton.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not gonna.
I'm sorry.
It's such low hanging fruit. It doesn't even like bother me anymore at this point when like Pitt fans say that, because I'm like, all right, if that's all you got, I'm just, it doesn't bother me. So
yeah.
All right.
Well, buddy, I mean, we gotta have something to hang on to. I mean, what do you mean?
I mean, y'all were better than us this year, that's for sure. Like, I think.
Yeah, but we will not be next year.
No.
So.
No. Without is Addison gone?
No, he's back.
He's back.
He's got 1 or 2 more years before he can even go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I know he won the
Biletnikoff.
Yeah, but
right.
I think without his quarterback, I don't know if he's gonna put up nearly the same numbers. It's just Pickett was so good, dude. I loved Pickett.
Yeah, and I'm not sold on Nick Patty. I don't like Davis Bevel, and we brought in this Keydon Slavis dude or whatever from USC.
Loser.
Okay, but if you remember a few years back, Pitt brought in another quarterback from USC named Max Brown, who blew his shot to Kenny Pickett. So, if anything, you know what? Maybe history repeats itself, and Keydon sucks. Keto diet sucks, and we end up getting someone to come and take over the program. So, you never know.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Damn. I actually remember because Max Brown started. It was Pitt, Penn State, whatever year that was, back in like 2017 or something. At Beaver Stadium, I was at that game. Yeah, I was at that game, and I remember Max Brown was a starter, and Kenny Pickett was like a freshman at the time, and
yeah, he was a freshman.
Clearly the better quarterback. He came in and actually played pretty well. Now we won the game, but like he was definitely better than Max Brown. So I saw the USC transfer again. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, man. But anyway,
Yep.
sorry. Moving on to your picks,
Mm-hmm.
we had Keyshawn, which was just electric with the villainous woman trench coat pinstripe disaster that he had, and just making it perfect that he was drafted by the Jets.
Yep.
Then, hey, it will still always and forever be thank you,
Seven.
But Ben, you did it to yourself, buddy. And then Emmett Smith, just with, highlighted worst pick of the night. Just it had to be the one to bring us home.
Yep.
And one of those, you get home, you park the car, you're like, God damn, that was awful. And then you get out and you go inside. That is what happened with Emmett Smith here today. But at least he ended up becoming arguably the best running back of all time. So you have that. But yeah, man, we brought out the smelly ones today for sure.
Yeah, smelly ones. Dude, the Emmett Smith one I can't get over because I feel like we talk about how 90s stuff is so cool now. This did not age like anything else in the 90s did.
Very bad.
Like, it just did not work. Did not translate. Well, Benny, that was a good one. I had fun. That was one of the...
Oh, always. It's like, I love highlighting the good stuff because, like, it's almost that, like, we're more into the subject matter, you know what I mean? Like, just because we're like, oh, like, I think this is cool and I want to share the experience of me thinking it's cool, whatever. But when we get to just full on roast, that's when I think you and I are at our peak, and it makes for a really fun episode. So I loved it.
Yeah, no, it was a ton of fun. I don't know, dude. I feel like that's almost on par with the minor league baseball episode from last year.
It's up there, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's up there. It's so hard for me to even try and put anything above that episode, just because I feel like your and I's picks alone, even if we never even talked, just putting those picks out there were stellar enough. But then to be able to have the performances that we did, that was like Jordan Pippen in the 96 finals. You know what I mean? It is so hard for me to put a different performance on top of there, but this was competition to it for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh no, for sure. All right, guys, this has been the Vault. We're going to wrap this one up. This is the weekly show that takes a look back at some of the best and worst jerseys or looks in sports, like we did this week. Next few weeks, I think we got some things cooking. Got a few guests in mind. Trying to work out a schedule for us to do our first in-person show, which I think is going to be electric. I think it's going to be probably the best thing that we're going to do. Honestly, I think that's
agreed.
So I think it's gonna be incredible.
We gotta start thinking about what topic we're gonna say.
I already got it.
It's okay.
I already got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Banger.
Well, actually, I got one, and now that I'm thinking about it, seeing how this one went, I might have to rethink, because I think some of our best work is done when we do the worst of something.
Right.
So
right.
I was going a different direction. But I'll think about that a little more. I had something in mind, more of a fitting thing, but I feel like for the first in-person show, we might have to do something where we just kind of go off on a few guys.
I'm down for whatever.
Yeah.
But hey, as we stated at the beginning of the show, like, share, subscribe, get this out there. Help us out. Be a friend. Tell a friend. We greatly appreciate it. And thank you, everybody who does watch every week. A couple of the people, I'm not going to throw out names, but who we have figured out are big fans of the show. Mwah. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you for watching in silence. But you could also share in silence and spread the love. So we're all about it here. And you guys are a big part of why we do what we do. So thank you for everything and keep passing it along.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Take it easy. Benny, I'll talk to you soon. All right?
Yes,
Peace.
sir.